Okay, now here's a review for the first assessment on this on Friday. Solving linear equations. Now these you're actually going to find, the whole assignment you're trying to find out what the x variables equal to. Now you have this sheet, you can use that on the test, okay, at least the first time we take it. So when I look through this, I want to circle the equals, x minus 18 equals negative 20, and then drop it. Now I want to cover my variables. I want to fix a minus, so this minus 18 is plus negative. There are no parentheses on that problem. And then I box my variable. Now if there's more than one box, we need to read this, but if there's only one, I move on to step 6. So there's only one box, so I check outside and add or subtract if there's anything. There's a negative 18, so I've got a plus 18, plus 18. So over here I've got 1x, and over here I take negative 20 plus 18. Don't feel free to use the calculator. You can use the calculator on this. That's going to be negative 2. Okay, is there a number under the x? No, there's not. Is there a number in front? Yes, but it's a 1, so we can get rid of it. Okay, our next problem, circle the equals and drop it. Make sure your variable's covered. It is. It has a negative 4. There's no minuses to fix. Those are negatives. There's no parentheses. So I box my variable and the coefficient in front of it. Now, is there one box or is there more than one? There's only one, so we don't look at this. We look at this. Check outside and add or subtract if there's anything. Well, there's nothing here. That's on the other side, so I don't need to worry about that. Is there a number under the x? No, there's not. Is there a number in front? Yes, there is, so I need to underline and divide by negative 4. So x, negative 60 divided by negative 4 is 15. We'll even prove it. Negative 60 divided by negative 4, 15. Okay, next problem. I circle the equals and drop it. Cover your variables. Your variable's already covered by an 8. Do you have any minuses? Nope. Do you have any parentheses? Nope. Box your variable. Is there more than one or just one? There's just one, so I move on to step 6. Check outside and add or subtract if there's anything. Well, there is something. There's a 7, so it's positive, so I need to minus 7. Okay, so on this side I've got negative 1 minus 7. It's negative 1 minus 7. That's negative 8. And over on the other side we got 8x. So is there a number under the x? Nope. Number in front, divide. So I'll be canceling that. And I have x. Negative 8 divided by 8 is negative 1. Next problem. Circle your equals and then drop the equals. Cover your variables, so that's a negative 2. That's a 1. Any minus signs to fix? Yeah, the 10 plus negative. Do you have any parentheses? Nope. Now box your variables. This time there is more than one, so I need to read this. If they're on the same side, we are just going to add them together. If they're on opposite side, we pick one and balance it. But they look like they're on the same side, so I just add them. Do not do anything underneath when they're on the same side. Just add them. Negative 2 plus 1. That's negative 1x. So negative 1x. I also have a negative 10 over there. I've got negative 23 over here. Now box again. And check outside and add or subtract if we have anything. We do. We have a negative 10, so it's negative, so I'm going to plus 10. and plus 10. Negative 23 plus 10, it's negative 13. I'm going to show you how. It's negative 13. And over here you got negative 1x. Do I have a number under the letter? Nope. Just in front. It's not just a 1, it's a negative 1, so I need to divide. Negative 13 divided by negative 1 is 13, and over here we have x. The x is now by itself. Now I've solved it. Okay, next one. Circle, drop it, cover your variables, so that would be a 1. Any minuses we have to fix? Yes, so plus negative. You got a parentheses, so you need to do your rainbow multiplication. So we have this. So 7 times 1x and 7 times negative 1. That's going to give me 7x and negative 7. So 7x plus negative 7 goes over here. Now after we have done that, we need to get rid of the parentheses and that number that was connected to the front. There's nothing else over there, so I'm good. I write 45. Box your variables. You see that word box, it means you're boxing. Now do you have more than one or just one? We have just one. If we have just one, we're skipping this and going to this. Check outside and add or subtract if there's anything. There's a negative 7, so we have to add 7. Cross it out when you add it. So on this side I've got 7 times x. On this side I've got 52. Do you have a number under the x? Nope. Number in front, divide. This ends up being kind of weird problem, so I divide 52 by 7. It's going to be 7.43, round to the nearest hundredth. You have an 8 after the 42, so we'll go 43. Okay, next one. Circle the equals, drop it. Cover your variables, got a 1, and that'll be a 1. Any minuses to fix? No, you don't. The only thing here, and that's a negative. It's the first sign on that one. We start on this side, so it's negative. Do you have parentheses? Yeah, 2 of them. So rainbow multiplication on both of them. So I need to take 2 times 1x. I need to take 2 times 2. And that's going to be 2x and 4. So 2x plus 4 goes over here, and scribble that parentheses and the number outside of it. Now I also have this. I got to take negative 9 times 2 and negative 9 times 1x. So that's negative 18, and that's negative 9x. So negative 18 plus negative 9x. Okay. Now it's box time. Do I have just one or do I have more than one? Looks to me like I have more than one, so I better read this. If they're on the same side, we can just add, but if they're on opposite sides, we need to pick one and balance it. They look like they're on opposite sides, so I need to pick one and balance it. So I'm going to pick the negative 9x. So plus 9x, that's gone. Now I would plus 9x to our 2x. So over here, 2x plus 9x is 11x plus 4. Over here, negative 18. Okay, now we still have to go over here. Okay, even though we had to do this step, we still need to do this step too. Box variable, check outside and add or subtract if there's anything. So is there anything outside? Yeah, 4. So I need to do minus 4, minus 4. So on this side I've got 11x. On this side I've got negative 22. Is there a number under? No. Is there a number in front? Yes. And then negative 22 divided by 11 is negative 2. Okay, next one. Circle the equals, drop him. cover the variables. They're already covered. Okay, fixed minus, there weren't any minuses. You don't have any rainbows, so box your variables. If there's more than one, are they on the same side or are they on opposite sides? Well, they look like they're on opposite sides, so I need to pick one, but the problem is they're both the same. So if they're both the exact same number and they're both positives, we can cross those out. Okay, and this becomes an all solution or no solution. Now is 4 equal to 2? No, that's no solution. Now if I have 4 and 4, it's going to be all solutions. Okay, now here's the back side. Circle your equals and drop the equals. Cover your variables. Any minuses to fix in that problem? Nope. Do you have any parentheses? Nope. Now box. You need to get the -3 that's underneath it. If there's more than one, or if there's one, there is not more than one, just one box, so I move over here. Check outside and add or subtract if you have anything. So I think I do have this +6, so -6, -6. 19 minus 6 is 13, and over here I've got 1x over -3. If you have a number under, we need to multiply. Well, what do you multiply? You multiply these two. So on this side you got 1x, on this side you got 13 times -3. -39. Now the last step, I do have a number in front, but since it is just a +1, we can get rid of it. Okay, next problem. Circle the equals. Drop it. Cover the variable with a 1. Any minuses? No way. Any parentheses? No way. Box the variable. Now there's a 4 under it, so that also is part of the box. There's only one box, so I go here, check outside, and add or subtract if we have anything. Now, I don't have anything over here. That 6 is on the other side, so don't worry about it, okay? There's a number under, you multiply, so I circle here just like that. That's how you're going to multiply. You've got 1x, and then 4 times 6 is 24. The number in front is just a 1, so get rid of that. Okay, next problem, circle the equals, drop him. Your variable's already covered. It has a -5 and a 6, so there's no minuses to fix. Parentheses, you don't have any of those. Box your variable, so -5x, there's a 6 underneath. Okay. Check it. There's only one box. Check outside of it. Don't worry about the 20. You're only worried about this side. There's nothing outside of it, so skip that. Do you have a number under? Sure. So we're going to multiply him to the other side. So on this side I've got -5x, and on this side I've got 6 times 20. That's 120. You times those. I took 6 times 20. Divide by the number in front, so I divide by -5. Out. So 120 divided by -5 is -24. Okay, now the story problems. You have $85 in your bank account. Each week you plan to deposit $23 into the account. How many weeks from now will you have 175? So it says how many and then weeks. So weeks is our answer. So if I'm looking at units, weeks is a unit, and so is dollars. The X is my time unit, and the Y is the money. So per, the Y is the money, that goes on top. The X is the weeks, that goes on bottom. Now, Doesn't say $85 every week, per week, or each week. So that's not a rate of change. $23 and it says each week. So 23, and then that's the number at the end of the problem. So the dollars per week's 23. It's positive. Do not worry about negatives on this assessment. On story problems, I did not put any. Because the reason why it ain't negative, because I got 85 and then I'd be adding the 23 to it. I would not be subtracting. Deposit means you add to it. So x comma y, mx, y. We can get rid of the m and we can put the 23 that's here. So 23x. How much money do I have before? I've got $85. So those three things I make an equation of. 85 plus 23x equals y. Okay, now this $175. Where would you put that in for which letter? Well, it's dollars. Dollars is y. So it's going in here. So I've got 85 plus 23x equals 175, and then we go to our procedure. Equals and drop it. Box up, only one box, so you look outside, you get 85, so minus him. Minus him. We got 23 times x, and 175 minus 85 is going to be 90. No number under, just in front, so I divide by 23. 90 divided by 23. 3.91, okay, so it's about 4, so 4 weeks. Okay, and then last. An office manager spent $650 on a new energy-saving copier. The copier will cost $88 each month for the electricity. The old copier is obviously paid for, but it used to cost $112 each month for electricity. How many months will the copier pay for itself? Now I'm going to let you in a little secret. We're finding it says how many and then months, so months is the answer. So I've got months, and when I look through my other numbers, they're obviously dollars. So that's x, that's y. So the y goes on top, the x on the bottom, the dollars per month. Well, I've got $650, but that does not say each month or per month. It's not a rate of change. That says each month, so 88. And that says 112, that says each month, that's a rate of change. Now, they are two different copiers, not the same copier. So since there are two different copiers, we do not add these. We keep the rates of change separate, and we're going to make two lines. And that's the way it's going to be on the test too. If you have a couple rates of change, they're going to be for different entities, so don't add them. So x comma y, mx, y. X comma y, mx, y. So my m's I know are 88, 88x, and 112x. Now let's see what we have at the beginning. Before the 88, we had $650, so 650 is the beginning. We didn't have anything before the 112, okay? So that's going to be 0. So I want to know when these two lines are equal. So the first line we had 650 plus 88x. But I'm not going to put y, I'm going to go down to my other line. I did not have anything to begin with, I just had the 112x. I want to know after how many x's these two expressions are equal. So on a story problem, we box up the x's. We have more than one. They're on opposite sides, so we need to pick one. I'll pick that one. It's positive, so we minus it. So over here we got 650. And I take 112 minus 88, you're going to get 24, so 24x. So 24 times x, we have no number under it, just in front. Story problems never have a number in front, at least in this class, x. And I take 650 divided by 24, and I'm going to round that up, okay? That is going to be 27, okay? So 27 months, be 2 years and then 3 more months. Okay, that's really all I have to say on that. Hopefully it's been informative, and if you don't get some, let me know.